Imagine you've built a perfect set of checks on your accounting software. Every transaction approved, every number matched. Now imagine someone can quietly slip into the system behind it all and change the software itself. Suddenly, none of your checks mean anything. That's why underneath every control you've learned sits a hidden layer that makes all the others trustworthy: IT general controls. Master these, and you understand the foundation the entire ISC exam is built on. Welcome back. We've talked about why controls matter, and we've walked the transaction cycles. Now we go to the layer the ISC exam cares about most: the controls over the technology itself. There are two families: general controls and application controls, and in this video we tackle the foundation: IT general controls, or ITGCs. I'm Professor Lamptey. Here's the plan: what ITGCs are, why auditors test them first, and the 4 categories you must know cold: access, change management, backup and recovery, and system operations. Let's define it. Write this down. IT general controls are the controls that apply across your entire IT environment, every system, every application, rather than to one specific process. Here's the contrast that makes it click. Application controls guard one application, like a credit check inside the sales system. General controls guard the whole environment those applications live in. If application controls are the locks on each door, ITGCs are the walls, the foundation, and the security guard for the entire building. Why start here? Because ITGCs make every other control believable. An automated control inside an application only works if nobody can tamper with that application. If access is loose or someone can change the program without approval, then even a perfect application control can be switched off or rewritten. That's why an auditor tests general controls first. Weak ITGCs, and you can't rely on anything built on top of them. They are the ground everything else stands on. Category 1, access controls. Who can get into the system and what they can do. 2 sides: logical access, passwords, multi-factor authentication, and the principle of least privilege. Give people only the access their job requires and no more. And physical access, locked server rooms, badge entry, keeping the hardware itself secure. The goal is simple: the right people in, the wrong people out. Category 2, change management. Control over changes to systems and programs. Software changes constantly, and every change is a risk. So changes follow a disciplined path. Request the change, approve it, test it in a separate environment, and only then move it to production. And the golden rule: the person who writes the code should not be the one who moves it into production. Separate development from production. Otherwise, a single person could slip in unauthorized code. Category 3, backup and recovery. Making sure data and systems survive the worst day. Regular backups, stored safely, plus tested recovery procedures, so you can actually restore when a server fails, a file corrupts, or an attacker strikes. Untested backups are a false sense of security. The control isn't the backup, it's the proven ability to recover. We'll go deeper on this when we reach disaster recovery. Category 4, system operations. The day-to-day running of IT. Scheduling jobs so they run in the right order, monitoring systems for errors, and managing incidents and problems when something breaks. It's the unglamorous work of keeping systems running correctly and catching trouble early. The operational discipline behind a reliable environment. Here's the professional insight that ties it together, and it's an ISC exam favorite. Before an auditor trusts a single automated control inside an application, they test the general controls around it. Strong ITGCs? Then the automated controls can be relied upon and testing is efficient. Weak ITGCs? Then every automated control is suspect and the auditor has to perform far more substantive testing. So ITGCs don't just protect the systems, they determine how much the entire audit can trust the technology. And where ITGCs are weak, here's what walks in. Weak access controls. Someone reaches data or transactions they should never touch. Weak change management. An insider slips a backdoor, malicious code into production. Weak backup and recovery. One ransomware attack and the business is gone. Notice the theme. The same segregation of duties we saw in the cycles shows up here in IT. The developer must not control production, just as the cashier must not control the records. 60-second recap. IT general controls apply across your whole IT environment, and they make every other control trustworthy, which is why auditors test them first. The 4 categories: access controls, change management, backup and recovery, and system operations. If that made ITGCs click, subscribe. Next, we go one level up. The controls inside a single application: input, processing, and output. I'll see you there.